Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, it is. Why? Because I choose it to be so. And you can do the same for you for every moment of your life, no matter what you're going through. Think about that. You have control over how you're going to think about what you're going to give meaning to and the meaning that you're going to give it. Everything is fundamentally meaningless. Everything just is. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And with that, you can literally change your life dramatically if you just practice it. See, it's one thing to know about it, it's a completely different thing to live it, to apply it in your life. And that's something that the overwhelming majority of people are completely oblivious to. They have knowledge, they know it. The thing that's missing is the implementation, the application, baby. See, that's where it's at. I mean, think about that. Knowledge, information is mere static energy. It has no power in and of itself. The only way that it has power is when it's applied. I mean, we're going through that right now with this beautiful gem here, The Secret of the Ages. All of this information here, these words that are organized in a way to help to communicate how Robert Collier was thinking, it's here, but the only way that it has power is if you give meaning to it of it having power and then you apply it in your life. Now, that's really important for you to get. And if you do, guess what? Everything will change beautifully. And in terms of that change, it'll be something you don't have to worry about happening because the law will enforce it. It'll lead you to the change you seek. So, message here, apply it. Use it as if your life depends on it. You know what? Because it does. Now, let's go back to what we've been studying. We've been studying this beautiful gem here, The Secret of the Ages. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of it. Yes, read it. Yes, study it. Yes, underline it. Yes, highlight it. Yes, even memorize it. But more importantly, beyond all of that, and when I say beyond, I'm talking about way beyond that, is to apply it practically in your life. Don't just hear these words as something that's intellectual. Use these words in your life. Make it dynamic. Life is dynamic. That's a beautiful gem that I got from Robert. Life is dynamic. Make it dynamic. Give it movement inside. And from there, get ready for the ride. All right, so you ready? Type in the comments. I'm ready if you're ready to dive into this. I'm ready. Okay. And yeah, let's do this, shall we? Let's go into where we left off. We're on page 211. Wow, this is moving super fast. Now, he whom a dream hath possessed. That's a wonderful title. Now, remember, use this. You fear debt, so your mind concentrates upon it and brings about greater debts. You fear loss, and by visualizing that loss, you bring it about. Whatever you give attention to, you get more of multiplied. If you don't want more of the same results, the worst thing that you could do is stay connected to your results. You've got to remove that, let that go, and instead visualize and connect with how you love things to be and give life to that. And that's something that you must do in your mind in order for that to materialize in your life. And what I'm talking about is the change that you seek. Now, the only remedy for fear is to know that evil has no power, that it is not an entity, merely a lack of something. Now, this is a big deal because most people think that evil has power, when really it doesn't, unless you give it power. You fear ill health when you would concentrate that same amount of thought upon good health, you would ensure the very condition you fear to lose. Here, two statements come into play. Lo, the thing I fear has come upon me. And then also, let the weak man say, I am strong. Now, the second one I want to connect with more than the first, even though the first one's also important. Let the weak man say, I am strong. Now, that's a principle here. It doesn't matter what you're going through now. The results in your life are there because of past thought. If you want to change it, you've got to say how you'd love it to be. See, that's the let the weak man say, I'm strong. If you're feeling weak right now, it may be a fact that you're weak. Say, I am strong. Situation might be for you something like, I'm broke. Don't say that. I am prosperity. The results in your business may not be what you want it to be. Don't give attention to that. Say, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then fill in the spaces. So you think from that truth. And remember, that's going to be the hardest work you ever do. There is nothing that shrinks the minds of more men and women than that of sustained and consecutive thought, as shared by Wallace Wattles. It's the hardest work in the world, especially when truth, how you'd love things to be, is contrary to the appearance. It's easy to think according to appearances, but it takes power to think from how you'd love things to be. But when you can do that, when you do that, you have power. You can get what you want. So again, see how you would love things to be and then be loyal to the idea. Functional disturbances are caused solely by the mind through wrong thinking. For the trouble is not the organs, but in the mind. It's not in the organs, but in the mind. Farnsworth, in his Practical Psychology, tells of a man who had conceived the idea when a boy that the eating of cherries and milk together made him sick. He was very fond of both, but always had to be careful not to eat them together. For whenever he did, he had been ill. Mr. Farnsworth explained to him that there was no reason for such illness because milk sours anyway, just as soon as it reaches the stomach. As a matter of fact, it cannot be digested until it does sour. He then treated the man mentally for this wrong association of ideas, and after the one treatment, the man was never troubled in this way again, though he had been suffering from it for 45 years. And think about that. There was a belief inside of him. And he just shifted the perspective. Your belief is very important. Your belief shifts the vibratory state you're in. It changes the chemical movement inside of your body. It affects everything you do, you don't do. It's actually the cause. Now, if you had delirium tremens and you thought you saw pink elephants and green alligators and yellow snakes all about you, it would be a foolish physician that would try to cure you of snakes, or that would prescribe glasses to improve your eyesight when he knew that the animals round about you were merely distorted visions of your mind. You know, what's interesting is this is what a lot of the medical industry does with people who are dealing with things mentally. They give you a pill to deal with the symptom rather than the cause. That's something that I went through when I was having a lot of anxiety. I didn't realize that the anxieties was exactly what was supposed to be happening because I constantly worried and doubted, which led to fear, which then produced that anxiety. And then they would diagnose me with an anxiety disorder. No, I didn't have an anxiety disorder. There was disorder in my mind. I just had a bad habit of worry and doubt. What did they do? They gave the diagnosis and said, you'll probably have it for the rest of your life. And then they gave me a freaking pill. They just dealt with the symptom rather than the cause. I got out of it because I dealt with the cause. I didn't understand how or what I did until I started to study what Bob taught. And then from there, wow, I can help a lot of people to get out of that because now I understand it.